I have power because I can just start recording. And there are certain things you don't say.
You don't even know if you're recording it or not.
Yep.
Bullying it up, brother. Okay, let's get this ready. Are you recording? Are we done?
I don't know.
Is it going to be a short one today?
I hope so.
Hopefully, yeah. Well, I hope so as well. Okay, let's get this set up.
Hope you guys are enjoying this behind the scenes introduction.
This is how we start our podcasts. Me talking over Lincoln and making a fool of myself. Just getting riled up, and then I make really good points on the podcast, and then Lincoln is already frustrated from the 17 minutes prior where I'm not letting him say anything. And just,
Why are you leaning over the mics like we're recording?
I'm not sure if we are recording or not, but
and that you'll have that feeling for the rest of the podcast. You won't know if we're recording or not. If you start saying things I don't like, I'm just gonna click stop recording and not tell you.
I deserve it, man.
Yep.
I really do.
Yep. And I'll be like, hey man, I gotta go as soon as we're done, and then I'll let you figure it out after I leave. Schedule the episode, Timon.
The nice thing is I got a couple days to do it, so
You can add parts of the podcast. You can do the voiceover for the video, both parts. You can do your voice and my voice, and match it up to the.
Remember the.
I'm sorry, Timon, but I don't think you have the attention to detail to do that for any length of time longer than about 30 seconds. Yeah.
Like, this is too hard to edit for this. No video this week. It would be like the episode where you interviewed me. Remember that?
Yep.
You like that? I would just delete your voice.
Just creating content out of thin air, literally. That was probably my favorite. The amount of effort it took versus the return I got. That high ROI on that one because I just sat down and recorded solo, and everyone thought it was hilarious and they liked it.
Yeah, it's probably the best episode.
And no, it's not the best one.
Numbers wise. Do we go grab a beer?
Yeah, we should. This is a good intro. It started. Which one of those are we gonna have first, Timon? Oh no, I can't eat that. I can't eat that at all. But maybe later on I will.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I brought you a treat. All of the cold ones are below. I put the warm ones on top.
Gotcha. You know what? You know which one I want to get into first?
The IPA.
Yeah.
Okay. This one right here.
Well, friends, welcome back.
This one right here.
Welcome back to a very special midweek episode. You're not going to hear this midweek. You're going to hear this on Friday.
Yep.
But we're recording midweek because of reasons having to do with Timon's schedule, not mine. And so we can't really get too turned up tonight because I have lots of days of work this week to deal with, and not just one. So we're sharing the beers this evening. I had thought I would explain that situation a bit differently, but this is the truth of the matter. I thought I would say we got a sampler pack and we want to try as many of them as possible, so we're splitting them. But really, we're date style splitting our beers. As to have them all and not get too drunk. Timon, how you doing?
The real reason why we're splitting them is supply chain issues. We just can't buy enough beer these days.
Oh, I can.
Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. Let's audit the oil companies and find out why that gas is so expensive these days.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no.
Because when there's snow on the bridge, you gotta.
Yep.
There are people burning, and you gotta cross it. But what if the bridge explodes?
Right.
And that's why.
Do you switch the lever and make the train go the opposite direction?
Yeah. See, the sentence you just said is far more coherent than anything I just.
I was catching what you were saying.
Yeah, definitely.
I was picking up what you were laying down.
Yeah.
Let me tell you there. Now, let me ask you this: if a tree falls in the woods, does it affect our gas prices?
Depends on the woods.
Okay.
It depends on it really does.
It does.
It does.
Okay. Can we tell them about this beer and let's jump into that subject?
Let's tell them about this beer, Timon.
Brewdog. It's a Brewdog. It's a Pulp Patriot. God bless America. Blueberry.
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that.
You don't want God to bless America?
So I saw we can jump into the content.
Okay, let's get into it.
Let's
cheers.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's solid. I think there was 2 IPAs I saw. No,
I saw a front plate on a car, like a front vanity license plate thing.
Yeah.
And it had 3 words on it.
Okay.
It had the 2 words Jesus saves.
All right.
And then the 3 letters in the middle, USA highlighted. Okay. So they shared the last S and the first S. So JESUSAVES, Jesus saves, but USA right in the middle.
Gotcha.
And I thought,
so it's really 2, but with a USA saving.
Yes.
If you're not American, you're not getting to heaven. That makes sense. I kind of follow that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just saw it and thought, I don't know how. I think both those things are fine things on their own. I think mixing them gets a little bit weird.
Dude, when you get the state involved in religion and it becomes like one thing, we've been down that road before historically.
We always go down that road historically. That happens all the time. Every culture before ours. Well, I don't know if that's true because Timon will turn into an overblown argument to make me upset intentionally. Some cultures, a lot of cultures previous to ours,
I don't even say every culture. Go ahead, though.
Some cultures, sure, every culture before ours had some sort of state mandated religion. So it seems like that's why do you think society, I don't know. So anyways, I saw the Jesus saves front plate.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like, hey, can you have, it didn't hurt. It's like, could you have something patriotic or something that expressed your religious convictions? I don't think you should mix your religious convictions with your patriotism. I think you should give to Caesar what is Caesar's, which is its money.
Yeah.
And I think your mind and soul belong to something else.
I think Jesus, when he comes back, we're going to find out that he is a mix between liberal, because he's very progressive about, caring about people and wanting the best for people, those progressive things. Libertarian, he wants you to have freedom, right? And some values, so a little bit conservative. I think he would be a mix between all 3 of those. And it would be the perfect mix. And I don't think he would be from America. I think he would be...
Yeah, I don't think he would be American.
I don't think so either. His BMI is too thin to be American. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know what he looked like.
He's holy. His body is holy.
Middle Eastern. That's mean.
No, I'm just saying he probably has holes in him. You know what I mean? And most of us are not Swiss cheese. We're below.
Most people have a couple holes in their body.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually a good point.
Like kind of a bunch.
Yeah.
And then
7, I think.
I don't know.
2, 3, 4,
also
5,
your
6, 7,
your pores,
8, 9.
Your pores also.
Oh yeah, that's right too.
So
I was getting a haircut today.
People are pretty Swiss cheesy overall, I would say.
Take a lot in. I was getting a haircut today, and my barber kept on getting caught on the back of my head. He's like a little razor. And he's like, "This is weird." He's like, "I'm not sure what it is."
It's got a lump on your head.
Well, he was looking. There wasn't anything abrasive. He said sometimes when you have pores that are larger than others, the little clipper will actually get caught in the pores, and he thinks that's what it was. My pores were open today.
I don't know enough about skincare to know
if that's good or bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I try to follow the science of warm water to cleanse and then splashes of cold to clench your face, pore, butt cheeks right up. Close them right up. That's what I try to do. Real low energy podcast today, probably. That's fine. No. It's midweek. Today's Wednesday.
Right.
Ooh. It's a poser day, and it was a poser day all day.
I know our Thursdays are so beautiful, but yeah, I'm going to Richmond, Virginia. You know what's in Richmond, Virginia?
A protest?
Probably. Liberty University.
Oh, man.
I didn't realize that.
Jerry Falwell's old stomping grounds.
Good old Jerry Falwell. The famous place where Trump went and said 2 Corinthians.
2 Corinthians.
2 Timothy, I forget what it was.
Yep.
Everyone made fun of him for that.
By and large, I think if you would look at the data of the coherent ramblings of one president to another, I think Biden is on track to surpass Donald Trump.
You don't think he has?
I wanted to be fair, but I absolutely do think he has.
Yeah, let's see.
That guy has dementia. That guy's brain is Swiss cheese, man.
That's so true. He's got a couple pores.
It's just rattling around inside there.
Yep.
It's all gray and dead.
You know what's crazy though?
What's up?
He has a higher approval rating than Kamala Harris. That's what's crazy. Like Kamala Harris I've not seen one thing of her as vice president since she got elected.
Yeah, it really seems like damage control at this point because anytime she comes out of hiding, her approval rating just diminishes further.
What's up with that?
I don't know, man.
Like, Biden can poop his pants next to the Pope. Is it because America's sexist?
Can I come to his defense on that one? Who hasn't?
I mean, that's you're right. We talked about me pooping my pants, so I don't really have any places. I went into great detail about.
You did.
I was very honest.
You did.
I was very honest, which makes me, eligible. I guess I'm in line with what other presidents have done. So
presidential. I do think that you are somewhat presidential.
Thank you.
Not in the diarrhea your pants kind of way.
My approval rating, your approval rating for me, drastically goes up and down too, just depending on my actions.
Yeah, it depends on if I'm reading Fox News or CNN. Usually,
which one paints me as a better picture?
Oh man, CNN.
I'll take it all day, man. Fox News, dude.
Yeah.
I want to be associated with the Fox Newsers.
I think they're all probably bad.
Yeah, they're all pretty rough.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, I gotta keep up with you 1 second.
Neat. We don't have to drink another beer right now. That's fine.
Go, dude.
There's some other stuff I feel like
tropical milkshake IPA.
The ones I wanted were the milkshake IPAs.
We got them.
Listeners, I'm gonna let you know a little secret. I bought this because it was pretty, and did not realize. Oh my gosh, Timon!
I'll do it to mine.
If you're gonna, no, don't do it to yours. Then we both. Oh my gosh.
I'm so sorry.
So what I was saying was, I bought this because of the pretty colors, and it was BrewDog. And Timon just poured this BrewDog Juice Shack Tropical Milkshake IPA. Sounds nice, right? He just shook it up in the can and dumped it into our cups. So it's full foamed. Yeah. I'm pretty disappointed in you, Timon, right now.
Full foamed.
Yeah, this did not have to go this way.
You want me to finger it?
No, I don't want you to do it. I think you've done enough, Timon. Can I pour the next beers? Is that cool? Could you just, as long as you could you just try to care a little bit when you're pouring a beer? You don't have to pick up the glass and hold it or anything. You could just not shake it up and dump it directly into my cup.
When are we gonna get this good content? You know what I'm saying?
I can't wait to try this really flat beer. I'm super pumped.
Why are you low energy today? Just tired?
I've been working a lot, man. I'm tired.
Yeah, tired man.
Get off my back.
Get off my back, man.
I get up and I leave my dwelling every single day. I know you don't know what that's like, Timon.
I don't know at all, man. I've never left my dwelling. So I gotta say one thing I do appreciate you is how hard of a worker you are, Lincoln.
Oh, this is really good. You
should try this.
This is very floral. It tastes like lavender.
Wow.
It's really, really good.
That foam is delicious.
I wish it wasn't flat. I really do.
That foam, we just have to go.
Was there only one of those?
It's a sample pack. There's other beers to try though. We got them.
But this was the best one.
We don't know.
I do know.
We don't know. We'll see.
We'll
see. No, I do appreciate it. You work hard, bro. You get in. The nice thing about you is when you go to a job, he's gonna give 100%. You are going to give 100%. You do. You go in and you consistently give 100%. That's
Timon,
what you do.
I'm going to put my cards on the table here. I should keep some cards with me at all times, just so that gag will work once. I do it for purely selfish motives.
Okay.
I don't feel good about myself if I intentionally do substandard work.
Okay.
I feel insecure, and I can't just not care about it. If something is associated with me, it didn't used to be this way, but as I've gotten older, if I'm doing something, I'm gonna work really hard to make sure I'm doing it right, because that makes me feel good, not because it impacts anyone else, just because it makes me feel good.
Right. I mean, that's such a good trait to have. I want to commend you.
So if I'm gonna look over something at the numbers on a thing, I'm going to look at those numbers a couple of times to make sure I have numbered the right numbers with the right numbers, which is really what life comes down to. I feel like now. The right numbers in the right places with the right numbers.
I mean, we're all ones and zeros anyways.
In the metaverse we are.
In the metaverse we are. I just think, man, you do pay attention to, you get in, you do hard work.
Doesn't it feel good to like crush it?
Yeah, it does.
And you got to find ways to crush it when you can't crush it.
Right.
Because sometimes you have days where you don't crush it.
You can't crush every single day.
But what about just feeling like you gave 100% every day?
I think that's a win.
So
moving a needle every single day, doing something every single day, that's a win.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
at the same time, why do we gotta have jobs? You know, why is this thing essential for existence?
Yeah.
Why does a living cost something? I don't know.
It's weird, right? It's
like,
weird.
Well, you gotta go to school to get a good job. Why do I need a good job? So you can get the things you want. Why do I want those things?
That's not true though, because you go to school, it does not guarantee you a good job. That's the problem. That was the lie we were sold.
It does
as a generation.
sometimes. Sometimes it does.
Sometimes it does, but not every time.
And then other times it does not. I would say it's a clear 50-50 split. I've really learned a lot about like data analytics in the past couple weeks.
Okay.
And I would say that like the X factor of like going to college versus not going to college is a pretty like clear 50-50 split. It's either it will guarantee you a job or will not.
Yeah, I think probably networking while you're at college
50-50.
too helps you improve.
Getting
into your subject. Right?
So far,
man,
your network post college has been way better than mine.
Right.
In terms of like your like directly tied to the institution, which we, you know, those people like not those people. The one who will remain unnamed, Grace College, whitewash teams. But like your network, you've done a way better job at that professionally than I have. I think most people probably forgotten that I exist, which is fine. I think way fewer people have forgotten that you exist.
I think I was put in a place for that though. That's my personality. I'm a networker.
Yeah.
You know, that's just kind of a gift that I have.
So moving forward from that, when has your Grace College specific networking yielded you with any kind of return far?
So do you know Encompass World Partners?
I do.
Which is the Grace College, is the Grace Brethren sending agency. Their whole organization uses our software, and I was able to leverage my Grace alumni status to get in. I have stories about that though.
So
which we'll not say on there.
Yeah. So, but not really part of your network. More of your status, as far as
we knew similar people. That was a nice thing. So when I was name dropping different people, because he went to the person that was their CFO at the organization, knew people that I knew. Yeah,
maybe my concept of network is a little bit like skewed in terms of use your network to get a job.
Yeah.
And I guess that probably counts. I would say that that counts.
But that's like only a one-off. But
like you haven't ever gotten a job because of your because that's what college
sales through it.
Yeah,
but yeah.
That's what college peddles is. You're gonna get a job if you go to college, either from your degree or from networking. But like, I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, I think a big part of the reason why I have success is because I go out and meet a lot of people, and I have the Grace College background that doesn't really do much because I could do the same job.
Yeah, I would say your success is fully personality based, and not from Grace College. Yeah, no.
Anything that I'm doing right now, job wise, I did not learn at Grace.
Like, I think some people are like,
the only success I have in life from Grace College is all of the listeners that listen from Grace College. You guys
our friends,
and so that's the real ones.
And so, I want to finish the thing.
Go for it.
I think you're probably oriented towards success, personality wise. Some people, that's just like their personality lends itself to do certain things, and sometimes that's like business success, and sometimes it's like interpersonal relationships and stuff. Yeah. Like everyone's a little bit different. And like your personality helps you do things, and sometimes hinders you from doing things.
Yeah.
But yeah, how do you quantify all the friendships from college? Because all of my friends today are people from college.
Right. I don't think you can quantify it until the end of your life.
Yeah. And so, like, was it worth it? And honestly, at this point, this is going to be a podcast exclusive. Lincoln says college was worth it because of the companionship and the friendship it brought me.
Yeah, I would say,
But in another perspective, if I would have gone somewhere cheaper, would I have made similar connections?
Would have been different.
Because of my place in life?
Yeah.
And do you just make those connections when you're in your early 20s? Potentially, yeah.
The question is not it wasn't worth it, which is it's a very valid, good question. The question is, what do I do with it? Because I've done it now. You know, it's like, man, I've been to college. This is where I'm at now. It's not like, man, can I go back and change it? Now you just got to do with the choices you made.
Yeah.
You know, that's just...
Yeah.
But great. But can I go back to my original point? You're a hard worker, bro.
Oh, thanks,
I want
man.
you to accept that. I want you to know that.
No, I think so. I'm pretty like I think I can tell people. I think I'm a hard worker without feeling like I'm lying.
No, you are.
I don't feel like
genuinely hard worker. It's not like you're just trying to keep yourself busy. You work hard.
Yeah, I don't know. I
That's
just
why
like
people respect you.
I just want I don't know if someone's paying me to do a job, I'm going to spend 100% of the time that they're paying me for to do the job.
You want quality.
Feels
a quality
fair.
Guy. Yeah, and you've always been that because you've purchased things that. You care about quality of life. You care about quality things, quality items. You're not just going for the cheapest. You're not going for the,
sometimes no.
Unless it's a Jack from Harbor Freight.
If it's
other than that,
Jack Stand.
My bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like.
Did you ever return those?
I did. Yeah, I got my money back. Yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah. No. If you use tools, you want a hammer that's really good. You don't. Let me take a step back. You want a hammer that does its job 100% of the time.
Right.
Like you don't want this hammer to not hammer things sometimes because it's a bad hammer.
Yep.
And so if you're going to buy a hammer and you're going to spend X amount of dollars and a good hammer is X plus 10%.
Yeah.
Spend the X plus 10% to get the hammer that's going to do the job all the time.
You do that in all aspects of
life.
Yeah,
and then extrapolate that out to everything that you have to use repetitively.
Yep.
Like if you're, I don't know, and there are some anomalies. I think that my favorite example of this is that garlic press we used to have.
Yeah, that's the $8 one.
The cheapest Amazon garlic press. It just happened to do its job extraordinarily well.
Yep. Until I used it.
And then Timon broke it, and then Timon replaced it. You did the right thing. That's fine. I don't care. But is that garlic press as good as the original garlic press that you bought?
It can handle the amount of garlic that I want to use. But yeah, the one that you had was so nice.
Yeah.
It was so nice. The only flaw was when I put garlic in it, it broke.
You just gotta not use all your strength sometimes, Timon.
Yeah.
Just don't use 100%. Just be like, just use enough. Just use enough strength, man. You can't full send everything. Just use enough. That's a really beautiful place.
I full send everything.
That's a really beautiful place to be in. Just use the amount you're supposed to use.
Get
out of here.
Yeah, I was about to get one for us for you to pour.
Clockwork Tangerine.
Ooh, I'm here for that.
It's a session IPA. We've had this before, I believe.
Oh yeah, I like BrewDog. I really enjoy Elvis juice. That's one of my favorites.
I'm avoiding that since I drink a lot of Elvis juice because of you.
Oh, do you? Yeah, that's awesome. Do you buy the 6-packs sometimes? Man,
no.
Yeah, just
I don't ever drink it outside of
when I bring Elvis juice to the table. Dude, I love it.
There are some things that I'm very okay with getting a cheapest version. These glasses, these pint glasses I got from Walmart, and they were less than $1 a piece.
Yeah,
it's like a 12-pack for $8. Super cheap, but they're solid glasses.
They're so solid. You're
gonna break glasses. You're gonna have to replace glasses. Get the ones you can always find replacements for. I don't know. I don't think these look bad either.
No, they're so classy. You know what's interesting?
I know they're not the fanciest glasses. I can be wrong about it. It's fine. If you don't find a plain pint glass aesthetically pleasing, I don't care. That's fine.
Yeah,
good for you.
Care about your opinion. Get out of here. Cancel us.
If you want to enjoy the finer things in life, good. I'm just
not our podcast. We are not the finer things of life.
Well, we are in some aspects, but when it comes strictly to cheap quality pint glasses, I would be down to have some like crystal pint glasses, like a nicer glass. You ever drink out of a really nice glass and it just feels nice? Like a really nice quality glass, like crystal.
I've been around nice people.
Like a nice wine glass. You're like, this adds to the experience instead of like your cheap, thick, chunky dollar store wine glasses.
Right. I mean,
not yours specifically, but I have those glasses too.
100%.
You remember that one set of wine glasses we had that we broke all of them?
Yeah. But is that from Hubbard Hill? Was that like when we got those? Or was
No. I got a set of, and I wouldn't even call them.
It was always when I was pulling them out of the dishwasher every single time.
I broke a couple with my hands.
Nice. Just use enough strength, Lincoln.
I know.
Don't use all of it.
I know. I wasn't trying to break them. I wasn't even trying to do anything hard.
Yeah.
So we got this.
Can we cheers this one?
Yeah, we absolutely can. I bought 5 wine glasses from TJ Maxx a long time ago for a super low amount of money because it was originally a box of 6 and one was broken.
Oh, nice.
So I got them for like $12 total.
No way. Okay.
They were stupid cheap.
Yeah, big ones,
but
big solid ones.
like a thin. Probably not crystal. Just like a thin.
What's like the next level down crystal?
It was definitely a nicer quality glass.
Like quartz?
They shined up real nice if you got them clean and like white. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not that one.
It wasn't colored. It was definitely
clear.
Yeah.
And they were nice to drink wine out of. And then when I would go to wash out the insides of them,
describe it to the listeners.
Yeah. So my hands, my fingers and my knuckles were too wide, and it would apply too much pressure and just pop them up and it just break them.
When you were cleaning, you put your hand in glass, right?
In the glass to scrub out all the insides.
And the width of your hand would
exceed the inner diameter of the top lip of these wine glasses, and so it just crack it open.
Bad engineering.
And I think I did well
from the wine glass. Like they should know
No, they were fine. No, they were fine. It was on me.
Purebred Americans with large hands.
And I think I did that to 2 or 3 of them.
Okay.
I think one broke in the dishwasher,
and then the other were hand cleaning.
Yeah. Wow. Because the dishwasher would break them, but I would also break them.
It was a lose-lose. I don't think we have any of those wine glasses. Maybe I
don't know if we have one left. I would. You almost feel bad about using them and not cleaning them immediately because like this glass isn't going to survive in the sink with other dishes.
Yeah, it's going to die.
So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
but it was nice to drink wine out of those.
That lone wine glass.
So if I could get some pint glasses that were a nicer quality glass that felt nicer on the lips to drink out of. I could potentially do that someday. Like today's not that day.
We're coated with like lip balm. You know what I mean?
Not coated. Like, nope. Probably the opposite. Probably not greasy. Probably not smeared or gross or with anything.
Like would detox whatever thing you're about to drink. And
you are not getting at the point I'm trying to make, and that's fine. We can move on.
I'm sorry, I forgot what's the point you're trying to make. Let them know right now.
It's like, isn't it nice to drink something out of a nice glass?
Yeah, I would say. I don't know if I really know a difference. Yeah,
that's the point I'm making also. Yeah, that's why I said I don't think you understand the point I'm trying to make, which is definitely fine.
You're right. I don't.
It's cool. It's fine. It's dumb. It's overall pretty dumb that I care about like glasses and stuff. I think is a little silly.
You care about quality. It goes back to my original point, bro. You care about quality.
Sometimes though. Just sometimes when it's like a tool, and I think glasses are tools.
I would think out of a lot of what you do care about what it is. Not always. I'm not
but here's the thing, like I'm not an overly clean person. Like overall, like we had a pretty bro-y house that wasn't really that clean most of the time.
Broskied out. You know why? We didn't have an iRobot. I got an iRobot, and it's a totally different world.
Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with the dishes not getting done for long periods of time sometimes.
If you didn't have to sweep and you just had a robot that did it for you, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice.
It's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just weird about things in really specific ways. And
you're a delicate flower, and I
dude. Don't.
You can't be pegged as a hardworking individual.
I saw someone
do things that are contrary.
Someone retweeted a quote from an early comic guy that Joe Rogan talks about sometimes. I don't recall who it was, and so this might not be a real thing.
Okay, all right.
But it was just talking about like the world is really tough for like men who enjoy being silly and joking around and having fun overall. Like I don't know, the traditional view of masculinity is that you're serious and tough, and like if you're just like a silly dude who likes to joke around at stuff, like
you're a silly goose. Like
have some emotions about things, like the world is kind of tough on you.
That's how you feel?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. I interesting. I don't know if I really care what the world thinks. I'm gonna do my own thing. I beat to my own drum, dude.
You do, yeah.
I'm a drum beater.
But if you were someone who thought about that,
yeah, that's the issue. I don't think
because a lot of people, yeah, it's a personality difference. It's not a big deal.
It is. I just don't waste my time thinking about things I can't control. I do sometimes,
but you can.
You can.
You can control people's perceptions of you. Like you've worked hard to maintain a really positive reputation with your network.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Okay.
I go into my ex's brunch and I burn down the establishment. Man, it's not good.
Sorry about that.
I'm on the run. I did not just admit to that. That was not me. Yeah.
Hope the restaurant doesn't burn down.
I hope not either.
We'll have to delete an episode for once.
Yeah, no, we'll never delete it. We'll let it ride. Because you know why? 3 people listen. We appreciate all 3 of you.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, guy.
Thank you. Follow. Follow
You.
friend.
Thanks.
Thanksgiving's coming up. And what are you guys doing for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? I'm a podcast because it's a Thursday.
Oh, good for you. I'm not. I'm going to be out of town. Sorry.
Wednesday night, I am going to my grandma's house. And we're going to drink and gamble.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we do at my grandma's house. It's a good time.
Yep. Sounds fun.
Thursday morning, afternoon, I'm going to Allison's house, my parents' house.
Allison's house.
Allison's house.
This is Allison's house.
It is, dude. It's such a nice thing. It is really cool to have. I really do enjoy that. It is her house. You're right, and you can tell it too when you walk in the house now, right? Mm-hmm. It's a little bit more.
It's nice.
Yeah,
it's nice. The house is nice. Way more than it was nice when we lived here. Far more. Nice. Yeah. It's very nice now compared to nice being like once every other month.
It's cute, bro.
It's cute. There's some cute things happening here. Yeah. Some decorations.
Some plants.
Yeah.
Some horse books.
You got a dog.
A dog.
You got a lot of horse content, man.
Yeah, we got horses out the wild zoo, sir.
Yep.
Let's go. And then after that, I don't know what I'm doing. How are you? What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
Oh, going to Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving, and then also the day after Thanksgiving.
Nice.
Probably.
In-laws? Even though they're not
really in-laws? Yeah.
Family's house?
Yeah, family. Family. Yeah.
Both sides?
Yep, both. Right. Well, no. Just part of both sides. Part of 2 sides.
2 tribes.
Parts.
1 Lincoln.
Parts of 2 tribes.
Okay.
I guess.
Just the war chiefs.
But also potentially not on Friday. We'll see.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, potentially.
Do you want podcast on Friday?
Friday night?
Dude, I'll be down.
Dude, I've been thinking about asking if we can do Friday podcasts on Friday.
Are you thinking? Just so you have the ability to...
Yeah, I just we end up...
raging hard.
Well, no... Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say that on the podcast. We end up raging hard enough that it's like, if I want to produce good content, maybe this should be scooched over a day so that the consequences of producing good content don't impact other areas of my life in negative ways.
Right. Like work.
Not that
or sleep. Right.
Sleep specifically, because usually those nights end up being late nights, and I was tired. Like that's kind of what it comes down to. Is like I'll probably have
We're gonna wrap this one up early for you, okay?
We'll see.
I have
sure. Okay.
I'm hanging out with James. We're playing video games at like 7:38.
Okay.
Does that give you a good vibe?
Yeah, that's an hour and a half from now.
You're like
wrap full 2-hour long podcast. We'll wrap it up early, guys.
Why didn't you tell me this beforehand, Timon? Yeah, I know. I feel you.
I just what would that? I remember those Friday episodes were a lot of fun to do.
Those were good.
Yeah,
because we could let our hair loose. But didn't we do them on Thursday anyways?
No. I mean, like in the beginning,
we would do Sunday, Monday, Friday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, before we switched, there was definitely a time we did Friday episodes on Friday.
Yeah, where we didn't do it in the morning.
I don't think we did the Q&A or the video then. That was still before that. But
what do you think about this? Can I throw an idea at you real quick? Like a live podcast.
I was thinking about that as well. I've been watching some. We
don't edit this much at all.
Yeah, no. I mean, it is all in one take. You're right.
Other than the fatter future, which we can figure that out.
Which we could just have ready.
We could remove the Joe sign, which is behind us, and then put up the flip it around, and it's actually a TV, and you never knew it. And then Fatter Future would play right here.
We could. If
you're watching a YouTube video, you watch me point.
Yep. There isn't one for this episode, just FYI.
YouTube video, Fatter Future, TV.
There isn't a YouTube episode for this one. You know why? It's because I'm going to randomly hit stop on the episode and not tell you, and. So you won't know when it's going to happen. It'll just kind of happen.
It'll get us, man. What? Can we do Hazy Jane?
Let's get a good one. What's this?
A seltzer. We should not do a seltzer.
You don't want to do a seltzer?
We don't want to do a seltzer. That's a seltzer too.
You want to do these freaking ice cream sandwiches? How about this punk IPA?
I'll be down for that. And there's another punk IPA too. There's like a double punk.
Oh, solid. We'll just do one.
Let's do it. Yeah. Fun fact, Lincoln. I've had 2 of these already today. 2 ice cream sandwiches. They're so good.
You're saying fact like I didn't already know that.
Yeah. Did you know that? You can tell by my waistline.
What a you and me both. So I had to. There was a I don't mind talking about my job on the podcast. No, I just kind of...
watch what you say.
I don't know.
Just watch what you say.
There was a situation in which, in a professional setting, I had to spend a lot of time around mirrors today, and it made me uncomfortable.
Oh, no.
Like, oh, no. I have slippery sloped it back to...
No, you look cute.
Nearly where I started.
Thinking you're super cute, bro. That's the thing. You're the tall, dark, and handsome cutie.
Okay.
You are, bro. You're super cute.
It's fine.
I know you feel that, but I think that's just your personality, man. You put that on yourself sometimes.
I get what you're saying, but your demographic is not the one. I mean, I guess I'm not trying to attract any demographic anymore.
Right. Does Jasmine find you cute?
Yeah. She tells me that she does.
Dude.
Yeah,
You're
no,
winning.
definitely. I mean, but I want to find me cute.
Yeah. I think that happens up here first. You know what I'm saying? Up in the brain.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Because there's people who have issues, even though they're cute as heck. They're super cute. Yeah, open it up.
Why do you do this to me?
Because it's so tasty, dude.
I know how good these are. They're not as good as they could be. That's how good they are.
So you're 100% right. That's another thing I've learned from Lincoln is what you think is amazing is not true. If you go and you make it yourself, it could be even better than
if you make the thing with super normal things that just replicates whatever you're trying to make. I know that's wildly vague. So for those of you not watching the video, which hopefully is all of you, Timon bought these snack sandwiches. It's a cookie and some ice cream and then another cookie. The cookie flavor is chocolate chip.
Yep.
And the ice cream is, I think they would call it vanilla, but this isn't what vanilla tastes like.
Yep.
If you were to just make 2 cookies and make some ice cream, this would be 1,000 times better.
So Lincoln, I did that.
Did you?
I got snickerdoodle cookies. I made snickerdoodle cookies.
Whoa, rewind. What did you get?
Snickerdoodle cookies.
See, you're already missing the point.
No, so I got a mix. It was like flour, the cinnamon with it, and I added my own eggs and stuff. It wasn't like the prepackaged. It was like I blended it together myself. So like I'm halfway there. I'm not from scratch. Timon builds this recipe out himself, but it was just the flour and the cinnamon, all that stuff together. And
have you ever had anything with fresh ground flour?
It's good.
Things get wild, man.
Things get yeasty.
So you're doing exactly what I thought you weren't doing. So
okay,
I don't expect you to grind. I don't expect anyone to grind flour.
No, that's that could be that.
Sometimes that's something I've gotten to experience that before. Eating stuff with fresh ground flour, really tasty.
One time,
really tasty.
Good. What you?
But like making something from ingredients versus buying a product, will like
up that ante.
Will improve your eating experience.
Yep.
In several ways, both in health and taste. Because like if you just make
processed stuff is so bad for you. Talk to him, Lincoln. Is it good though?
No, it's good. That's why like, and the other argument, I don't know, my life is full of arguments, but something you will also hear me say is that like the products created for human consumption today, the return on investment is absolutely incredible.
Oh,
because you would spend all day making these from scratch,
right?
But you can spend $3, $2.50, and get something that is 6/10 as good as the thing you would spend 10 hours making.
Right, and it is bomb. Because you could get to the point where you grind up the flour, make the chocolate. You know what I mean? Make the ice cream, milk the cow, get your own vanilla extract. You get every aspect of that, but what you have now is just very low effort and very tasty.
Yeah, definitely super good, super cheap.
Hey, did you see? I'm going to switch the subject. Is that
cool?
You
should talk for once. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Did you see the little clips I did on YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
And the little clips I made. I posted one on Twitter. I should post another one. For sure.
I saw one on Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah, I should post another. I have a couple of them. I've started paying my little brother to one. I pay him 2 fees. One to watch the whole thing all the way through, so we at least have one full listen on YouTube, and then 2 to clip it. And I pay him Pay him a little dollar amount.
Do you pay him in Cardano?
Yeah, until he gets freaking once he gets Cash App, Venmo, something. You know what I mean? The only way I'm actually going to get him money is Cardano because he does not have a bank account set up. He's going to be one rich little
You know what's
dude.
crazy? If you just paid him a couple Cardano every time he did that, he could potentially be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Just on that,
Cardano.
you know?
Because Cardano could go up to $100 a coin or a couple.
I don't know.
You know,
Maybe, yeah.
It's
Who
such
knows?
a good coin. It's such a solid coin. It's been pretty steady too. But those clips are kind of cool, dude. I put them as shorts on YouTube, and those got way more views than I was expecting.
Man,
Yep.
this is gonna
We're
lead
growing,
us.
dude.
This is gonna lead us to actually have a YouTube account, isn't it?
This is going to lead us to getting canceled. You know what I'm
Yeah, I know it is. I know, and it's not like we can. It's not like we can do anything about it. We have already said the things that are going to get us canceled.
Yeah, we've said
the things that
long
are
ago.
the things that are going to get us canceled.
The fact that Timon doesn't
are
believe in
not
science.
are not in the future. They're in the past.
Yeah,
because that's
yeah.
always the case. The things that you canceled always in the past.
That's so true. Dude, we're totally getting canceled. I can't wait, low key.
I don't. No, I
think it's a
can.
badge of honor, dude. I'm gonna put like a little. We're gonna make our own
I
little.
don't want
Like,
to deal with that.
once it happens, we're gonna have our own Letterman jackets. You know what I mean? We graduated from high school. We got canceled. It's our coming of age. We are now men. We're men among boys.
I know what I'm going to call this podcast.
What are you gonna call it?
Coming of age.
Coming of age. This is the coming of age podcast. I dig it. For real though, our biggest podcast that has ever been listened to, except for the one I did with Sad Dad. Everyone's Sad Dad.
Yep.
Yellow Season. The second largest that we've ever heard that's the most downloaded is The Real Truth About Gwen Champlin. It crushed it.
It's where the money's at.
Yeah, it's where the money's at.
I heard about a podcast this week.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can jump into some listener interaction.
Okay. All right. Well, then we should get to questions.
Yeah, we should start moving that direction. Timon, who's my favorite aunt?
Oh, for sure. I forget her name, but she is definitely your favorite aunt. It starts with an S. Wait, because I'm going to say it wrong. Because I want to say Sheila, but it's not Sheila.
It is not Sheila.
It's not.
Aunt Sheila.
No,
one
stop,
has
stop,
an
stop,
Aunt
stop.
Sheila.
Okay. I would disagree with you on that. It's Suzanne. It's not Susan. It's Suzanne. Aunt Suzanne. Okay. Let's go.
Suzanne.
Suzanne.
It's Suzanne.
It's Suzanne. I got
It's
it.
like the meme. It's ma'am. It's Suzanne.
Ma'am. I got it though. I got it.
She,
What up? Lincoln's favorite
she
aunt.
wrote to the pod. She wrote some things just for me. But then for the podcast, I've been silent long enough. Danny, who is her husband, and I started listening to a podcast, and I think you may like. Maybe it's very interesting.
Okay.
And done by two guys that keep it light. Two guys that are Christian but ask weird questions about aliens, Bigfoot sightings, and other crazy stuff that fit into biblical views. Please give it a shot. It keeps getting better. It's called Blurry Creatures.
Creatures.
So one thing I thought was, I'll maybe try to listen to it, which I have not yet. I plan on it. We'll circle back around to that one later.
Okay.
Blurry Creatures. I thought Timon's gonna love this podcast potentially if it is what she said. And also another listener, my brother Alex, has been talking about listening to it as well.
Blurry Creatures, huh?
Blurry
We should
Creatures.
get Blurry Creatures on our podcast.
Yeah, so I took a little stroll through their Spotify page earlier this morning. I mean, I don't remember anything because it was like 4:30 when I was doing that.
Nice.
But you know what podcast I decided to resume instead of starting a new Blurry Creatures podcast?
Snoop Dogg, Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
We did not coordinate that at all. We did not coordinate that at all.
Oh, it's just
it's such a good podcast, bro. It's so good. Snoop Dogg and Joe Rogan is so good.
I don't want to say that it's shockingly wholesome.
It's shockingly
But
wholesome.
it's so cute.
It's so beautiful.
It's so cute.
They
just start singing the songs they were listening to as kids. They just go back and forth rapping the lines to each other. It's just like,
so good.
This is so cute.
It was the best crossover ever. I loved it.
Oh my gosh.
Big fan of it.
I think I'm like 3/4 of the way through it. I've just been listening to it in the
Rogan
mornings.
got so blasted.
It was fun.
Which is what you expect with Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's the level you bring it to. Yeah. Beautiful. I love it.
That's just I've just been savoring and just like listening to every second of it. It's so nice.
Blurry lines, right? Blurry lines, blurred lines.
Blurry, Robin Thicke.
Blurry creatures. Blurry creatures.
Blurry creatures.
Blurry creatures on Facebook.
I can send you a link.
Go follow our sponsor, Golf Lessons with Blurry Creatures, on Instagram.
Yeah. I wanted to mention that on Monday's episode because I had yet to start it.
It was good. The Joe Rogan.
Rogan. Snoop Dogg.
Can I tell you a little insider secret?
Yes.
As someone who religiously follows Joe Rogan, Prophet Joe Rogan, may he bless us with more insight. He is going to have Alex Jones on, I believe, in the next couple days.
Interesting.
I may be wrong, but I think I may be right.
Has Alex Jones been talking about it? I saw he got sued by the families of like the Sandy Hook.
Oh yeah, I
kids.
think that's old news.
Or they're settling for he has to pay him a bunch of money.
Oh really?
Yeah, for spreading
misinformation.
Yeah.
He's a rich dude. He gets millions
I saw
of views
that
on his video every day. He has his
one headline, so potentially fake news.
He could be paying them out like $15,000. You know what I mean?
Could potentially, yeah.
Who knows? I don't know.
It's a lot of money.
But he's going to be on
2004 money.
2004. Yeah, 15K was crazy.
Or 2005, yeah.
Literally, that's what did I tell you this? Did I talk about this on the podcast? About how, my student loans that I've not been paying on for a while, it's kind of nice how...
We've talked about it.
Did we talk about it on the podcast?
Yeah. I think we have. We're talking about cryptocurrency. Yeah, the rate in which the interest is accruing on those is less than the rate of inflation over the past 18 months.
Thank you, inflation. Build back better. Let's go, Brandon.
It's actually
been really nice.
When I was 19, $15,000 for a car seemed like an incredible amount of money. That is unattainable. $3,000 is obtainable. Now it's I don't know if there's a car worth buying that's less than $15,000.
Yeah.
Not that it's chump change, but I don't know. It seems a whole lot less now.
The value of the dollar has decreased significantly. I feel bad for all the people who've been working their whole life to save up $1 million, and now $1 million.
We say that as two non-millionaires.
Yeah, exactly.
I would also like to be a millionaire.
Speak for yourself, man.
I can make that work.
Not crypto. I own.
You might be.
Maybe turn into $1 million in another year.
Timon's not going to tell me how much money he has, but I suspect it's.
I'll tell him after
million.
this, and it's not $1 million. I'll trust you. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, he's like, I don't own any money. I just own a bunch of random land here and there.
I bought gold back in 2001, and let me tell you.
It's I bought 4 Bitcoin in college.
That would be so sick. It would be so sick. Bitcoin dropped. It's about to go back up, dude.
Yep.
Buying the dip. You heard it here first. Let it drop a little bit more, though. All right. Should we get to questions? Anything else you want to talk about? This is beautiful.
No.
Absolutely beautiful.
Brewdog Lightspeed. It's a hazy India.
Let's go.
Hell.
Let's do it. I like it. I love sharing beers with you, man. It's been really enjoyable.
It's been fun.
It's been good. Any more listener interaction that we gotta rock out?
Nope.
Okay. Right.
Not on my end.
Go check out the YouTube videos. Watch those shorts. They're only a minute long. They're not gonna take up a ton of your time.
Don't go do that. We really should just put them on TikTok, bro.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be part of the Chinese establishment.
Yeah, but you already are.
I know. Wei Shangxing. What? I said Wei Shangxing. It's a real Chinese word, dude. It's a real Chinese word.
What is it?
I forget.
What is the word?
It's real. I forget what it is. I think it means. I think it's a person's name, and I'm pretty sure they were part of some significant thing in history. Wei Shangxing, but I forget. It's really fun to say. They're significant in some battle. I forget what it was, but they're a historical figure. It's if you were to take who was the guy in World War II?
Yeah, there are so many things you don't know about any aspects of the stories you're trying to tell. Timon, this isn't okay.
Who was the guy that said "walk with a big stick"?
Yeah, who was it? And also the person who said that did not say that in World War II.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right. Who's the guy I'm talking about?
No, I'm not going to tell you because every aspect of these stories you're trying to tell, you can't remember.
Chair of the England Senate or whatever. I don't know. What was it? Who is it? Woodrow? No, not Woodrow.
It's not. Okay.
It's not Eisenhower. What is the? Who? Is,
I think who said it was Teddy Roosevelt. Is speak softly, carry a big stick.
I'm talking about the general of the English army in World War II.
So the phrase that you told me was something, carry a big stick.
Yeah.
Who said it?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Who's the guy who was in charge of World War II? That guy.
I'm pretty sure it was Teddy Roosevelt, who was not involved in World War II. But you're thinking World War II because his uncle or whatever, FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, was a president at the tail end of sort of all through World War II.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure Teddy Roosevelt popularized that phrase.
No, but the point I'm trying to make is the guy that's super famous about the World War II general for the England.
Okay. Are you divorcing this idea from that?
No, hold up.
That quote about speak softly and carry a big stick?
What's his name? What's the guy's name? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, because you haven't given me any information.
World War II England's commander, the main guy. Who is the main guy?
Okay, are you looking for the word prime minister? Are you talking about what? Are you talking about
what?
Woodrow? Not Woodrow Wilson. I got the W.
What's the name, dude?
I got the W's. It's Winston Churchill.
Winston Churchill. That's who I'm thinking about.
No, I don't think you are. What quote were you thinking of that made you think of that person?
That's not what I'm talking about. Can I tell you what I'm talking about?
I wish you would.
Wilson. What was his name again?
Winston Churchill.
Winston Churchill. Okay. How we associate our thoughts with Winston Churchill, Wei Shangxing, is associated on the Eastern Hemisphere.
What you said was level. That one guy who said that thing about speak softly and carry a big stick.
You get me into the details. I couldn't remember his name. Bro.
No, you couldn't remember his name or anything he said. This person isn't a real person to you.
Woodrow Wilson.
No, Winston Churchill. You keep saying the wrong person. But the person who popularized
Churchill, famous. Quotes. Here we go.
He would throw up the W for victory. That was a big thing. Three fingers up in the air. Pitchforks up for victory.
Ooh, that's Illuminati for winning, right there, dude.
For winning.
Illuminati for sure. Winning.
I'm pretty sure I got that wrong. I'm pretty sure it was a V for victory.
Was it really?
I just threw three fingers up.
A peace sign. Yeah. Okay. He doesn't say
victory, not peace. Victory.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Old white guys saying sayings, man. It's tough to associate those things with different things. You know what I'm saying?
You're trying to make a non-point.
I was trying to...
The point you're trying to make isn't a point.
The point I was trying to make is...
There's this person that you're trying to justify saying...
It's like Winston Churchill.
Yeah, so here's the thing. You can't even Google it because how are you going to spell that?
I'm going to spell it like...
Yep. Okay. See? There's no way to back up anything you're saying, actually. You're saying some sounds that sound like a different language associated with the Far East. Like it's some war hero from some point in their history, like that other war hero who said something like this.
Tell it to me.
That these are the things you're telling me right now. These are not real things. You haven't said a real thing yet. Like who's that World War II general? Like, well, there are a bunch of them.
Wei Chang. Who is that dude? I can't spell his name either.
I don't think he's a real person, Timon.
I don't even think I have the ability to... I'll get the facts next on Monday's podcast. I don't think I have the ability to even spell it, dude. But yeah, anyways, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. Wei Chang is definitely a real thing. I really
don't think it is. You're saying it's a fake thing that you're saying is a real thing.
No.
Yeah, you say tons of fake things as real things all the time. You're like, hey guys, I listened to this one podcast, and it turns out if you just hold your teeth straight, you don't need braces.
It's called mewing. I'll Google that right now. I will. That is a real thing, dude. Mewing. I figured it out. MEWING. It's based on mewing, how it works. It's the practice of resting your mouth on a certain position. Many people rest their tongue at the bottom of their mouths and slightly open. However, the proponents of mewing say that adjusting the position of your tongue helps correct a myriad of issues regarding crooked teeth to sleep apnea. Right here, dude.
Sure.
Get out of here. You may think I'm talking out of my butt.
Break your arm, just hold it real straight. Break your arm, just hold it real straight. And eventually it'll heal straight.
Can I tell you, I've been practicing mewing, MEWING. And let me
sounds like a furry adjacent topic, mewing, like cats mewing.
Like meowing. I don't get where you're going. My mind's not in the gutter like yours, bro.
All right.
But with mewing...
You keep saying that.
You can talk to Allison about this, bro.
Okay.
You can talk to Allison. I have been snoring less because of how I position my tongue in my mouth, and I sit there and I focus on it, and it actually juts out the bottom of my mouth, and it puts my tongue in the front of my mouth instead of the back of the throat, dude. It's a whole scientific thing. I know you don't believe me, and I know you think I'm full of crap all the time, but if you just sat and listened...
I believe you.
You sat and listened. You do not.
I believe you.
No.
Yeah, I do.
No.
Yes, I do.
No. We should get to the questions.
All right, if you
All
want
I'm
to.
saying is Wei Shanxing is a real thing. And I keep on saying it correctly. Have you seen me not deviate from Wei Shanxing? I've said that if you listen to this podcast, which our listeners are listening, they'll hear me say
no one has proved that ever.
The same thing over and over again. And that's how you know it's real, because if I was making something up...
Because I've never heard you make something up consistently.
Consistently, exactly, dude.
I
Because
definitely
I can't keep a
never...
lie in my head straight. If I tried to lie, I'm going to mess it up, guys. I'm not that smart. Wei Shanxing. Wei Shanxing.
Yep. Hear how he pauses
Wei Shanxing.
in the middle and thinks about it.
Wei Shanxing.
Every time he has to say it again.
Okay. All right.
Just saying.
You're just mad that I'm consistent, bro.
I want to believe you. I want to hear more about this
with the
war general from the Far East.
Right.
That's why I want to.
Right. It might not be from the Far East.
And you can't.
I don't remember what. I'll get it to you. Just like I couldn't pull up the mewing stuff at the time.
You cannot.
I can now. I can now. In Rolodex, every time that I have an argument with you, Lincoln, I sit and I put the thing, I'm like, the thing that Lincoln thinks I'm BSing on, which is reality, I'm sticking the back. And when I hear that thing again, I'm going to make sure that I have the information next time I talk to him so that he knows. Like the whole spot. Remember the last time we talked about mewing? You did not.
I didn't.
I did not remember what it was called. I was just kind of giving you contextual
I get what you're saying. And then you read me something from the internet and you convinced me.
I remembered what the name was.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
So once I figure out who Wei Shanxing is, once I figure it out.
And the internet said what it was, and I believe you 100% now. See?
One of the history,
it's easy.
So I listen to a bunch of history podcasts.
It's really easy.
I listen to a bunch of history podcasts.
Why do you know so little about history if you listen to so many history podcasts?
and
who was the World War II general? Who was it? Who was it? The English guy. Who was it? We just talked about it. Who was it? Who was this guy?
Winston Churchill. Okay?
There you go.
All
okay.
Right, listen, I listen to these podcasts to get better at it, man. To get better so I can understand more history, man. There's so much history.
There is. I agree.
But when I'm
lots of guys who were the commander people for people and leaders and
commander
stuff.
Peoples and stuff. Yeah, exactly. And the tough thing is this, dude, with all of like specifically Asian names, when you're reading through Asian history, their names don't click with us.
Yeah.
And so I've heard the argument that instead of like, why don't we just give them English names? And I know that whitewashes their history, but like if I am reading through all of the generals on the Japanese side in World War II, their names are never going to stick with me. But if it was like Bob Green, Bob White, you know what I mean? Like
Winston Churchill, yeah.
Winston Churchill, right? If they took like their common names and translated them over to David or whatever and gave them white names, it would be so much.
But like that's not how names work. Your name is your name.
It would be so helpful to people trying to understand everything, because when you're reading their names phonetically or even just the characters, our brains aren't built to understand that. I think that would make our history a lot easier.
Yeah.
Make it as something that we can consume.
With 100% of what you're saying, except for the fact that you're never going to be able to prove this person was a real person.
Wei Shanxing, I'll get to you.
Nope.
It may not be today. It may not be tomorrow, but I will come.
You'll find a general whose name is pronounced something like that.
No.
That's what you'll do.
No. We're going to find a whole clip, brother. I know. The problem with me, dude, is...
It is not going to happen.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, we should get to questions because we could argue this point all night. And the thing is, we'll just go in circles. I know you don't believe me, but I know myself, and I put money on Timon every single day. Because it's worked out so far. Yeah. No, you're on the right path. We should not whitewash other people's cultures to make it easier to digest as white people. I'm not, but I'm saying we should be able to understand who their names are. If I could say Winston Churchill over here versus the general over there, I don't know.
Wei Shanxing, yeah, I know.
I don't think it's Wei Shanxing, but if I could understand who that person was, right, and I could then match them up and be like Bob Green versus Winston Churchill. Maybe it's not Bob Green, but what is like you know how like Muhammad is a very common name?
Yeah.
What is the Japanese super common name that everyone says? And let's put that to David or Aaron or whatever the super common name is of Americans. Kyle, Chad, who knows? And let's just make it easy so that we know Japanese Chad Smith fought Winston Churchill, and that's what the battle is. So you could understand history a lot better. I understand what you're saying.
Okay, I'm gonna walk back a statement I made just a minute ago.
Okay.
I don't think you're on the right path here. I think you're wrong on multiple levels.
No. I think
you're going to find a general whose name is not pronounced like that to validate things you're saying.
Wei Shang-Ching.
In a
Are you
percentage.
ticked that I keep on saying it correctly?
No, it's fine.
You're so ticked, dude.
You can commit to something.
Wei Shang-Ching.
Just like, who is it? You just can't tell me who it was.
Yeah, he's a general or something, maybe.
Okay.
I'll figure out who he is.
I just want to know who this person is, and you are unable to tell me.
I can't tell you right now.
You tout it like it's like this token of like, oh, look at this knowledge I have with nothing behind it.
Oh, it's there.
It's like what I do, but in a really less convincing way.
It takes me a lot more to process it and give you the facts, but it's there, dude.
No, it's not there.
At some point, I got this bit of information, and I knew it was tied to some truth. And now I don't remember what the truth is.
But like, why can't you remember the truth part of the information instead of the other part of the information?
I mean, you're just asking me to make my brain work a different way, dude. I'm sorry I can't be what you want me to be, Lincoln. And that's not my fault, man. It's not my fault, bro. I'm sorry. This is just how I'm wired, dude.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine.
He's not convinced.
No. What? The things you just said now didn't convince me.
It's okay. Should we get to questions?
We can.
And in a couple episodes.
You keep coming back to this, and the argument keeps starting over again. We've said, can we get to questions for like 15 minutes now? Let's get to the questions.
Can we get to questions?
Let's get to the questions.
All right, before we get to questions.
Yep. Just keeps happening.
Let me talk about something I appreciate about you, Lincoln. Can I tell you?
You're going to anyways.
You have an attention to detail. I think it's part of your hardworking stuff. You're very, you pay attention to details. And I appreciate that. You keep me on my toes, dude. You keep me good. All
I'm trying to do is you're writing these checks. I'm trying to get you to cash them. That's all I'm trying to do. Is you're throwing these checks out there. I'm like, yeah. So tell me about that guy, and you're like, nope.
Reverse. Back it up, Terry. The fireworks are going off, and I do not. I'm right in the middle of it right now. And I appreciate that because you
tell me more about this general from a country you can't remember.
I don't have the details, and we don't want to spend the whole time figuring it out. But I will get to the details, my brother.
You will not.
Okay. All right. But what that does when you say you will not,
it motivates you to do it.
Yeah, and that's why
it creates more content.
I appreciate it because you know how to push my buttons. I push your buttons.
You react really positively to a definitive positive or negative. When I say all things are always this or everything is never this, you love that because you're like, no, I can think of one thing and isn't that. I'm like, Timon, that's not the point.
I know. I take the point you're trying to make. I throw that out and I make it the point of the everything or the nothing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's great. Polo lessons with Judy.
I could get down with the sponsor.
Polo lessons with Judy. That's crazy. Is it Judge Judy?
What's up, Judy?
Yeah, what's up, Judy?
What's up, Jugs Judy? What does Polo Lessons with Judy say, Tim?
I'm trying to read it and understand it. Have you submitted questions to fill in the gaps of your low question submissions?
We have. Thanks to me for asking the question.
Is that you? Was that you for sure?
Yes.
Polo Lessons.
It was for sure not. I wish it would have been though. I've thought about asking some questions to
just to give us prompts and
just
stuff.
To,
Mm-hmm. It's a good question. The thing is, if we would have done that, we would have way more questions, and we don't.
Yeah,
we've got 3 questions.
We can't hardly. You're better at this than I am. We can't hardly be bothered to remind our listeners to ask questions via social media, which
they only get reminded on Instagram if I text you.
Yep, I did it one time, or probably twice actually. I gave James some air fresheners eventually.
That's good. Polo questions with Judy. What an interesting name. So they're definitely a listener. Polo questions with Judy.
Yeah. Thanks, Jugs Judy. Next question.
Jugs Judy. Curious. This comes from Curious.
Me too.
About
what the question's gonna be.
Yeah, that's a great question. What story? Oh, can we unpack Jugs Judy real quick? The only reason why.
Let's leave it packed up.
All right, we'll leave it packed up. Yeah, a lot of people have been asking me about that, and I don't know how to
Jugs
respond.
Judy.
Yeah, they've been in my DMs
I've received none of this attention.
It's not appropriate, and I'm like, well, Lincoln was talking about oil changes, and it just one thing led to another, and we're at Jugs Judy. I don't know.
Yeah,
don't get offended.
Keep being offended. Keep asking Tim the questions. Don't bother me though.
So from Curious, what story should we be following in the news? Story news. What story should we be following in the news?
None of them.
I don't know if there's one specific story you should be following. You know what? I'll take that back. See what happens with Ghislaine Maxwell.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, I think that's a good story to follow. Just see
it'll
what happens.
It'll be interesting to see whatever happens the week she's acquitted.
They're trying to keep it on the low. They're trying to like make sure no one knows.
They're
what's
like
going
Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah,
like, oh hey, we're gonna start getting a jury.
They're trying to push everything else in the news. What's happening with Ghislaine Maxwell? Like she was supposed to be VP. She was supposed to be like the second in command, or maybe the one in command, right?
Really? Was she?
And Epstein was under because her dad was a Mossad agent.
Oh.
And her sister, if you look into the details, her sister owns like big tech. Like she's like high invested. I think Oracle. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. One of the high techs. Her sister.
I won't.
Okay, please don't.
You're talking about something you actually know about. This is interesting.
And so, yeah, dude, that's one thing I have been like low-key watching because
some general with some name from some
Wei Shangsheng, dude.
Wei Shangsheng.
I'm gonna say it all day long. And I'm gonna say it every time. Correct. You're gonna get checked because you're gonna listen to this episode tomorrow, and you're gonna be like, he hit this every single time.
Going to listen to this episode tomorrow.
No, you're right.
Because this episode is going to be released until Friday.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell, that's the interesting thing. And the whole, dude, she was the one that lured the girls into the acts. And so she's just like, she was hands-on in the situation. Hands-on, dude. And so, and her dad, I don't know if her dad died mysteriously at sea.
Yeah.
Because he was also a Mossad agent. You know who Mossad is?
Nope.
Israeli intelligence.
Interesting.
Dude, which gets even deeper. So, anyways, Ghislaine Maxwell, follow her story. That's the one I would be. Everything else is just misdirection.
I'll trust Tim Dillon to let me know what's going on.
Right. Tim Dillon's he's great. Okay, so this one comes from No Name, and they say, "Will Rittenhouse be found guilty? I'd hate to be on that jury."
Oh.
So someone's really thinking about this because I think that's what they were asking.
Sure, definitely.
Thanks, Curious.
There's a lot of evidence that's come out in the past couple of days. It makes it pretty apparent he shot when shot upon. Yeah,
I don't know, man. Rittenhouse is an interesting case. It's one, you can watch the media and you look at the media. And I'm talking CNN, MSNBC, ABC, those individuals, right? Uh-huh. And they're really pushing this one narrative I don't think is Kyle Rittenhouse because the people he shot were a couple different things. And they were not
white
black at all.
They were white. But also, like, I feel like they're trying to get him for murder when they should be trying to get him for like minor with possession of like an illegal weapon. Right. Because that is what was happening.
Yeah, but that got dropped.
Which is crazy because that was happening. Right. Like that. Like he was a 17-year-old and he had a gun. And like it wasn't.
If you look at
like 17-year-olds can't just have guns.
If you look at gun laws in the United States, we've become way more lax than we've ever been. Like, it's actually progressing towards everyone should be mandated to have a gun in the United States. If you look at the statistics.
Well, they're trying to do that with a vaccine right now.
Right. But
get a vaccine, get a gun.
Get both at the same time. You should, low-key.
I don't think you should get a gun.
I'll propagate that. If they're giving away free guns and you get a vaccine, I would take that offer and make sure they add ammo as well. Get both at the same time. That's the Timon advice right there.
Just like...
You know what's really interesting about the Rittenhouse
off everybody
stuff?
In the... Nope, never mind. What's up?
His father is from Kenosha, Wisconsin, and his family members owned a business. And so it wasn't like he was just going to a protest. He actually had family members, and the media's not saying anything about this.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. And he only lives like less than a 30-minute drive. And the people he shot and killed, one, are on video saying the N-word. White people saying the N-word. I've seen people get beat up.
Forgivable.
I've seen people get punched over the face. I've seen people take an Arizona iced tea and knocked white people out for saying that word.
He's really just a huge Black Lives Matter supporter, really.
I think he was protecting his family's business. Now, whether that was right or not, I don't know. I saw a meme, dude, and this meme got me. This meme killed it. And I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it justice. But it showed a picture of Greta Thunberg, and it showed a picture of Kyle Rittenhouse,
right? A bunch of crying kids.
Well, no, and they said our 17-year-old versus their 17-year-old.
Interesting.
And so it was just telling one's about peace and one's about shooting. And someone said
we do have a lot of 17-year-olds that kill people here.
This is what this right-winged individual posted, and I thought this was hilarious. He said, one yells about change, one goes out and makes the change.
Oh, no.
I laughed so hard, dude. I'm like, that's unfortunately true. They're on point on that,
goodness.
but yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Will he be found guilty? I don't think so. I don't think so.
How are they going to prove that there was like premeditation?
Yeah. I
to
think,
that
unfortunately,
he was like,
we're going to find that out. It's supposed to even happen today or tomorrow. We're going to find out. I think really there's other cases to be watching. Ghislaine Maxwell, Ahmaud Arbery. There's a lot of other cases to be watching, and they're blowing this one into.
But people don't care. People really don't care about this. Like
it's white on white crime. Who cares?
It's the media.
He never shot any black people.
The media is pushing it, but no one else is.
Yeah.
The people who are upset about George Floyd have not been upset about this so far. But also, why should they? I don't know. I just feel like once pressure is let off the narrative, the supporters of the narrative tend to start thinking about life again versus the narrative. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I don't think that a response will be similar to. It's also a super different situation. So I don't know.
Yeah,
this incident seems unrelated to the entirety of that movement.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, he only killed white people. So, like, I don't know.
Thanks, Timon.
I'm sorry. It's all head. I'm so sorry. It's all phone. Should we switch over to Fat or Future? Should we get to that?
We should.
Thank you, Curious. Great question. Make sure to watch Ghislaine Maxwell. I think really that's the one people should be paying attention to. But that's just my opinion. You know, I don't know. I really don't know. In my opinion, is not worth a ton. So it's worth enough. It's worth enough. All right, let's get to Fat or Future, guys. Any last words, Lincoln? Anything you want to say?
Nope.
All right, Fat or Future.
Timon and Lincoln, today for Fat or Future, let's talk about the state of Texas. Why does it seem like everybody's moving to Texas? Influencers, YouTubers, people are vacationing there. Texas is the hot place to be. Is it because they're kind of like their own country? Is it because it's just better weather? Do you think that this is kind of short-lived and people are going to get over it and they're going to pick a new state they want to go to? What are your thoughts?
All right.
Yeah.
Is the state of Texas the fad or a future?
What's interesting about Texas is it's on its own electrical grid. Most likely biggest state to succeed from the union, I think, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, they were a country once.
Yeah. Texas is pretty legit.
It's big.
Have you been to Texas before?
I have not.
I've visited multiple times. It's an enjoyable place, and they know how to drive. They got their whole system down pretty well.
Yeah, all the roads are straight lines, I hear, which seems awful.
Big as well.
Seems boring.
Yeah. It's a big state. You can fit all of Australia inside Texas. That's a lie, but it feels like it's real.
Yeah. You're close there. I don't know how big the Australia is, but I bet Alaska and Texas together. Probably just Alaska on its own though.
Alaska's massive.
Since it's apparently the top half of the whole globe. It's like, this is how big you thought Alaska was.
Yeah.
This is how big it really is.
It's so distorted. Have you ever seen, because of maps, when we look at it, have you ever seen like...
I have.
Yeah.
It's the size of Canada.
It's massive. Yeah, Alaska's pretty dope too. You know what, Alyssa, I think it's a fad for right now. I think that is a good question. I think it is a fad for right now. I think it will, unless they succeed at being amazing, and then secede from the union. I think it's going to be a fad for a while. I think the reason why people love it right now is, one, you're right, it's warm. Two, it's Republican, so there's a lot of freedom right now. Out of all the other states, they're kind of pushing back on some stuff. I mean, Florida for sure. But I think more people I think Florida is more of a destination than a fad than over Texas. You know?
Both these places are so unbelievably hot all the time, I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I could live somewhere that hot. So,
I think is going to be not a fad?
Indiana.
Yeah, dude.
We're going to be like the biggest Amazon hub.
Right.
Like we've got a bunch of things happening in northern Indiana that are pretty incredible.
We're farmers, and we're connected to the Great Lakes, so it's the largest freshwater supply around. So like we're set up, dude. When global warming happens in the future and everything else dries up, Indiana, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota.
Isn't the point of global warming for everything to not dry up? I feel like everyone's talking about global warming and us getting more water.
Okay. Yeah, things will go. The Atlantic and Pacific are going to sweep over, and California's going to fall off into the earth, and then also, I think Alyssa hit on a point though. You're right. I'm sorry.
Definitely, she did. What is that point?
California was a fad.
Yeah, I don't know.
The reason why Texas is big right now is because everyone's leaving California and moving to Texas.
Is that true? I mean, in a sense, I think it is true, but I think our perspective has changed. Because I think California is still a destination to a lot of people. I think our perspective specifically has shifted a little bit.
Ours, yeah. I don't know, but if ours has, I think others have. And I remember, let's take it back to 5th grade when Timon was in 5th grade at the only public school he went to. And we had our state fair where we had to make a little collage, a poster board, and talk about the state that we chose. And we got assigned different states based on how good we were in class.
Okay.
And the people who got to choose first chose California was the first one. Florida was the second one. And it went down the list from there. So you couldn't get California, even though young Timon was born in California and he really wanted to. He chose Missouri instead because that's where his grandma lived, okay? It's a show me state. And I made ice cream because for some reason ice cream is affiliated with Missouri.
It's cold, yeah.
Yeah. It's called show me state because when you would ride a... it's not cold. It's the South, dude. Missouri?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cold.
It's cold.
It's cold.
Anyways,
sometimes.
There's something about tickets and showing
It
them.
took you so long to respond to that. Like, no,
sink in,
I'm
dude.
not thinking about Minnesota. This is Missouri.
This is Missouri, dude. I said yes at the start. That's how you know I wasn't listening. You're right, Lincoln. Sometimes I don't listen to you. I don't. I need to get better at it. Yeah, I think right now Texas is in the limelight, but I think it might be the future. A fad. I think it might be a fad. What do you think?
Define fad,
Yeah.
I guess.
It's going to be around for a while.
Most things are fads. Existence, I feel like, is a fad. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never been there.
Do you want to hear something that really ticked me off? And it has to do with Texas.
You may. Yes, I do. What?
I've heard that over 1 million illegal immigrants have come into our country via the border. And I'm not mad that illegal immigrants are coming into the country. Can I tell you that?
You are a little bit.
You know what I'm mad about?
Them getting $450,000 each.
That they're unvaccinated. Mm-hmm. They have the ability to travel across global lines unvaccinated. I have
the privilege.
The privilege. If I wanted to go, and the other thing too is like we are locked down. We have certain rights taken away from us because we're not vaccinated. Because the pandemic's not over yet. 1 million immigrants come across our border and we're not doing anything about that. And it's not that the fact that they're immigrants, bro. Because our neighbors, not ours, my neighbors are homies and I love them. They're good dudes. And they're not citizens. There's no question about that. And there's a lot of my friends who are not citizens. It's not about that. It's the fact that we're going to allow 1 million people to cross
over. You go back to the 317 episode of the podcast, Timon will address and sorry Ice, but the neighbors, so that's like 6 people total potentially.
I just think it's crazy that we have all these regulations on us. We're the freest place on earth and we're allowing 1 million people to come in and we're not vaccinating them. We're not caring about that and we're just saying let them in, and it's under the Biden administration. And that low-key ticks me off because we should have, if 1 million people can cross borders illegally, why can't 350 million Americans cross borders illegally as well? We should be able to do whatever the frick we want. I want to go to Canada, dude. And I do not want to quarantine, and I do not want to take a vaccine. Why can't I go to Canada when we're allowing 1 million people into our place? It just is.
You could go to Canada.
Aggravating.
You could go to Canada. If you choose to break the law.
No. Canada has stricter regulations than we do.
You could choose to go to Mexico.
I could choose to go to Mexico. I could.
You could. You could choose to break the law if you wanted to.
To Mexico, and that's it. But I just don't understand. It makes me mad, man. It is infuriating to see. Like, if I would understand if they're allowing 1 million immigrants in, but then vaccinating them when they come in.
I don't think we
Like,
should
they
vaccinate
should do
immigrants.
I don't think so either. But if
I
they're
don't-
going to make
why-
everyone,
if
if they're going to choose, hey, you cannot be a firefighter, a policeman, a public servant unless you're vaccinated. If you're a company over 100 people, you have to vaccinate your whole workforce. But 1 million people come in, no big deal. Like, I don't understand why the two issues are not being talked about, and that ticks me off as an individual, bro. I'm not mad that 1 million people are coming in because I want more individuals and freedom. But why do they have more freedom than Americans? That's what ticks me off.
I think
You understand what I'm saying?
I do get what you're saying, but you're like, the comparison isn't fair because one of those people is choosing to break the law and one of those people is choosing to abide by the law.
When I walked
you're
into
choosing
Menards
to
without a
abide by the
mask,
law.
I was breaking the law because Menards could have kicked me out, but I said, F
No, you
and
weren't.
The security guard said, put your mask on, and I put it on, and then I took it right off when I passed the security guard because I am a free individual.
Yeah, you weren't really breaking the law though.
They could have kicked me out of the place. I understand
that's
what
not-
you're saying, but when it comes to like, hey, everyone has to be vaccinated,
The
which is what
person-
we're going towards.
The person who chooses to not follow the rules clearly has more freedom. Like you have the same amount of freedom as everyone else. It's just the rules are different in different places. And so like you have the freedom to drive however fast as you want, but like there are consequences
When you get
associated
caught.
with that.
Yeah, but there are no consequences with getting caught. You actually get paid now, possibly,
potentially.
Infrastructure bill got passed.
I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I'm just saying. Do you understand why I could be a little ticked off about that? I'm
Yeah.
not mad about 1 million people coming into the United States. I actually
You're just
want way
mad
more.
about us not vaccinating them against their will.
I'm mad that they have more freedom than I do.
I don't think so. Yeah, no, they have the exact same amount of freedom. That
No
you
one's
do.
talking about it.
You have the same
Other than the Timon and Lincoln Show,
amounts of freedom.
The only place that's talking about
Same
it.
amounts of freedom, man.
I don't think so.
You
I
can go
think
to
it's
Mexico
different.
and not get vaccinated, just like they were coming to America and not getting vaccinated. You could do that. You could do that. I think you have exactly the same amount of freedom.
I don't think so.
You
I think
definitely
I think
do.
it's no. I don't think so.
Definitely do.
No. I don't get paid $450,000.
None of them are either.
They may though.
Midterm elections are coming up. They're trying to push a lot of other things. Like they are
Can I say
not.
this, dude? Why has not my student loans not been forgiven?
They're not like.
Why
There's
have my student loans not been forgiven?
There's
dude?
no way that any families who were separated during the Trump administration are getting given $450,000. There's no way that's ever going to happen.
Yeah.
That's just
You think that?
yeah, I do.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I thought that about mandated vaccines, bro. There's
Also,
no way in
still might not
America-
happen. They're trying to push it. I don't feel like that's going to happen. But also, there have been mandated vaccines pre-existing to COVID for our entire lives. You had to get shots for school, for college. I did. There are certain things that were like you had to get polio shots and hepatitis, whatever, and like I don't know, like you got vaccinated as a kid because of mandates. The precedent has been set for a COVID vaccine. It's different, but I don't know. Their forced vaccines are not new, dude.
It's not good. It's not good. They should at least force it on the immigrants coming into our country. All of them. You know what I mean? If they're going to apply that to every single American, these new 1 million immigrants are Americans.
You could not get it. You could play by different rules and not get it. Like you have the same freedom as an immigrant.
I don't think
If you
so. I don't think so. I think the paradigm has shifted. And that's why I think Texas is a fad.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Should we wrap it up? We can argue this all day long,
We
but
should.
I don't think we should. I'm just saying this is how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I've not thought through all the different things. Okay. Again, Lincoln, thank you for pressing me on that stuff. But I think that's a very valid thing. I think it's a very valid thing to think about.
I don't think I want the life that most immigrants have to endure to get to a place where I am currently. Honestly, dude. Like I don't know. I feel like the people I talk to are immigrants, like had a terrible existence and they worked really, really hard and had to deal with a lot of terrible things. And now they're here and things are a little bit different. But the road to get here, I don't know. I'm not
all gonna have to walk.
I'm not envious of that. I don't know. You hear some crazy stories. Like
Yeah, I've heard some crazy
like
stories.
everyone says, yeah, the immigrants are stealing our jobs.
No, I don't
But
think
like
that's
if
true.
you're saying something that's adjacent to that.
No, I'm saying that they have more freedom. They have freedom, dude. And
They're stealing our freedom. They're stealing it.
No.
They're stealing our freedom.
No. Why are we not applying the same rules to everyone? That's what I'm asking.
Sure. We are. They're just choosing.
If they
No,
can live
we
without
are.
rules,
Tim and-
why can't we live without rules?
You can. You can.
Yeah.
You run the risk of incurring
And
the same consequences as
no
anyone.
one's gonna pay me $450,000.
No one's giving them $450,000, dude.
point.
That's not happening to anyone.
We'll see.
Like you could, but also like the consequences. Like you're choosing to live in a world that's free of those consequences, and they are not. So you have the same freedom. It's just you're deciding to follow the rules. And someone is not.
Yeah. I just
Whether
feel
those rules are a good idea or not, I think we're all trying to decide whether the
don't know
rules
if
are a good
there's-
idea.
I don't know if there may have been consequences. I don't know if there are as much anymore, man. I don't know about our law, man. If we're going to talk about police, bro, I really don't think that our police have the ability to enforce the things that they used to. And I think right now that is a hot button subject. I don't want to.
Sure.
We can argue this all day.
Again, this
We
is
shouldn't argue
another
this all-
step away from what we're actually talking about,
Right.
which is illegal immigrants.
Right. Come across our border, unvaccinated. You said
Like, I'm not saying it's
We said
right, but like, yeah, you
It sounds
could
like you're saying it.
you could have that freedom. You could have whatever you perceive that as a freedom. You could have that. It's not freedom, but you could have it. You could exist right now. You could choose to break the law every single day. You could drive us. You could take your things from the grocery store and just walk out.
I think there's bigger consequences for those who are not illegal. I break the law. That could be wrong. I could argue, but I think
I don't know, man. So you might go to a place for a while, but like, do you get sent back to Mexico? Do you get deported because of stealing stuff from a grocery store?
Not as much.
I don't know.
Wait, stealing stuff from grocery stores?
If you choose to live by different rules and you experience the consequences of those, do you experience jail time or get sent back to Mexico and have to start over again? You don't get sent back to Mexico and have to start over again. You maybe experience some jail time. Maybe.
Yeah, was that worse?
No. I'm saying it's not worse.
I don't know. I don't think we have the ability to talk about this because I think
I've never been to jail
you're
or
trying
Mexico.
to make a point, but I don't think you have the ability to make that point. I'm trying to make a point. I don't have the ability to make that point. I don't think we both have the ability. I just want to bring something up and talk about it. You're stifling my dream, dude.
I am. Because the vaccine mandate probably applies to them, whether they choose to live by that or not. Do they work for companies with more than 100 people? Maybe. I don't know. Like,
I don't think they work for those companies. I think they get paid under the table.
Potentially.
You know what I'm saying? Elvis juice.
I don't want any of that. I'm good.
That's so good, though. What else do you want to talk about? Should we just wrap it up?
Nothing else now.
Yeah. We got into argument. It got real. Got too real too fast.
I think I can make the point that most immigrants have way harder lives than I've ever had or will ever have.
Yeah, but I don't think that's what I'm arguing.
Sure, you're saying they have more freedom than I do.
No, I'm saying on this individual. I don't want to argue this, dude. I think you what you do is you take the argument and you shift it. And you're always going to be opposed to me, which is cool because it's good content, but that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying that this is what I'm trying to say. I believe that the rules that were placed on us as Americans have been shifted for a demographic, and that's just not fair. And I don't think that I'm not trying to say that an immigrant has an easier life than us. That's not what I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying if they come into America, they should play by the rules that we're playing, or America should change its rules. And I want to say, and this is 100% what I feel like. I feel like every illegal immigrant I've met is an amazing person.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad they're here in my community.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad they're part of our community. Yeah. 100%. But if we're going to force people to be mandated and vaccinated and not allow certain people into restaurants if they're not vaccinated, what's happening in New York, what's happening in LA, and then we allow 1 million people in, like those states have to change the rules. The people who are subjugating those rules on the masses, it's not fair, man. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to argue that an illegal immigrant's life is harder than mine. Because I know these individuals, and I've heard their stories, and I can tell you story after story. I could tell you probably 3 or 4 stories. Mm-hmm. So story after story after story after story, and then that's it.
That's fine.
But the like 2 years old, crossing a river, being taken by coyotes, and then also getting into, and then living in LA, and then figuring out that this was not the right move, the gangs, things, and then moving to Goshen, Indiana, or Warsaw, Indiana, or Plymouth, Indiana, and finding there's a different path here. Mm-hmm. And those are success stories over and over and over, and it's cool. What I am saying is if we're mandating the people to live this way, then we should at least be mandating that on the border or lift it across the board. Does that make sense?
It does. But people are going to choose to break the law.
Right.
But that's not breaking the law does not equate
Screw the law.
100%. I'm just saying, like, yes, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, if everyone gets the vaccine, everyone should get the vaccine. If that's the rule and you choose to follow it, then yeah, you get the vaccine.
No, break the law.
But I think there's a subset of people who've said, you know what? The rules here, not super good. I'm going to break some rules and get somewhere else where the rules are better.
They're not, because they're not applying those rules to them.
And then maybe making decisions about living outside those rules and potentially deal with the consequences. You don't always deal with the consequences for things, but like I don't know.
You understand my point, though. I understand what you're trying to say. I'm not.
I don't think it's. I don't.
Do you understand my point, though?
I do, but I don't think the game is biased against like white Americans.
It's not white. It's like all Americans.
Sure.
150
but like
of us.
The restaurants that don't let you in because you don't have the vaccine card are the restaurants that the demographic you're describing can't even afford to go to ever, right? No, like it's denial based on vaccine card, not like vaccines. You don't have a vaccine card, but you're an immigrant, you can come in. Like that's not happening.
Yeah, they're super racist. The people who are doing that stuff. Because if you look at the demographics of who are vaccinated, who aren't, that's just not appropriate. I don't want. All right, okay, let's wrap this up, dude. We could argue this all day long. This is the good content that you came to the Timon and Lincoln Show for.
It's just the narrative of like immigrants' lives being better than yours. I don't know if that's like a real thing.
Narrative, man. That's not the narrative that I'm trying to portray.
You're like, man, I'm really envious of criminals because they get to do this stuff and I don't get to do it. The criminals envious.
You're putting words in my mouth.
Criminals have more freedom than I do. The rules don't apply to them because they choose to not have the rules apply to them.
We got a new question response.
Sure, we did.
Oh, I don't want to ask this. What happens when you die? No name.
Oh, you probably die.
Yeah, I think you go to an ethereal, like.
You probably get an opportunity to start over as an immigrant, and you get to experience how good life is and how many more freedoms you actually have.
You go to the second dimension, dude, or the third dimension, one of the two, and you experience that in a new level. I think also our spirit that we have right now lives on longer.
Yeah, in America. Where things are better and there are different rules.
I don't agree with America. Jesus saves America. The USA. I don't agree with that. That's not the point I'm trying to think. And I know that's what you're trying to say, but I don't agree with that, bro. I don't agree with that. I don't think through patriotism you are saved. I will never think that.
Yes, I agree.
America is the same as Russia, as the same as China, is the same as all those things. And
and that's why we don't have more freedom than immigrants.
I think that China does a better job at controlling its borders than America does.
I think China does a better job at controlling its people
Everything.
than America does.
I know. I'm saying if you're going to control us, control everyone. America, get it together.
I don't know, man. You don't
have to agree with me, man.
Don't quantify living outside the rules as equal to freedom. That's all I'm trying to say.
Can I say this?
Sure.
Alyssa, what a great fatter future.
Yep.
You brought us to. I think that
Timon, you started all of this.
I did.
I never would have brought the illegal immigrants into the situation. You're like,
it's something I've been.
You're like, yo, I've got this idea and I've got some facts. I've got some numbers. Lincoln will definitely believe this. He won't question if it's made up at all.
Wei Shangqing.
Yep. Well, guys, join us next week where we'll put out more podcasts and we might still be friends.
We will definitely be friends. I'm going to come back next week with a whole list of things I appreciate about Lincoln. Just like I bulleted it out so he knows how much I love him.
That really doesn't work.
It does. I don't care. I'm going to tell you. It doesn't. I don't care if it works or not. I'm going to tell you how much I love you every single time, bro.
I don't think you dislike me.
I don't.
Ever.
I love you so much, bro. It's crazy.
Sure. Me too. That's not what this is about. This is about me being right and you being wrong.
Okay. Get to the point. Dude, last week when you guys left, because we drank so much on the podcast last week. But when you left,
was a
I was
bit
so
too
sad. I was like, I have the video so I could go hang out with you. I felt so bad.
I had an opportunity to walk my way home. I said, I'm going to leave right now. Let's go. Walked home. Got out of there.
It was good. All right, guys. Follow our Facebook. Follow our Tumblr. Follow our TikTok.
We could
what
have.
other social medias do we have? Follow our MySpace.
Link
Rumble.
with us on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. Yeah, exactly. We'll make sure to give you guys all the updates. We'll be pushing those to those platforms and submit more questions. Or not.
Preferably about the immigrant situation, so Tim and I can argue more.
Let us know what you think about
immigrants having better lives than most Americans.
That's not the thing I'm trying to say. Let us know what you think about
immigrants having more freedoms than most Americans.
Let us know what you think about the immigrant situation.
About the immigrant situation.
Is Timon out of the place? Is Timon out of his mind? That's a good question.
Sure.
It's a great question.
It's a great question.
That's a great question to think about.
It's a great question.
What's the podcast they should be listening to? Fuzzy Creatures?
Blurry Creatures.
Blurry Creatures.
I don't know if they should be listening to it. Someone told me about it, and we
full
talked
recommendation. This whole podcast
I can't
is sponsored by.
I can't vouch for it.
Sponsored by Fuzzy Creatures.
Blurry
Creatures. And follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Like, subscribe. We'll catch you on the next Tim and Lincoln Show, which is happening Tuesday. We got great content for you already.
We have questionable content for you already.
And
no
then we're going to do a Thanksgiving special. It could be live. You heard it here first.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.